Hello YouTube, my name's Sean Connors and welcome back to Fan Pub video number 8. I'm outside today, there will be some background noise and who knows what might happen during this video. But this video is going to focus about building 100-point teams, or as I like to refer to them, winning teams. And that's been, I've been able to back this research up with data that pretty much guarantees if you can build the 100-point team, which is the goal of every fantasy owner, then you pretty much guarantee yourself success into the playoffs. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to win your league, but it guarantees you'll make your league, and that's a fact. It's impossible to argue with. But the question is, how do you get to a 100-point team? Well, we're going to examine that in another video. For the purpose of this video, we're just going to examine just some of the data around it, and also think about it in context to different league sizes. So what my data, excuse me, what my data shows me, I'll have a quick swig of tea, I think. Apologies about the maniacal laughter, that's my daughter in the background in a nice swim pause. Actually, the nicest day we've had in the UK in probably about 3 or 4 years today. It's 30 degrees, it's lovely out here. Anyway, my data proves that in over 250 leagues, when you score above 100 points or more, you win 85% of the time. Unquestionable data. When you score between 90 and 99.9%, the percentage drops to 59%. And when you score between 80 and basically 89.99 points, you win just 42% of the time. So you can massively see the difference. Now, you have to temper this a little bit, because last year in our live league we're dealing with 16 teams. So I personally believe the percentages drop a little, just by 10 points. I've still got to prove it, but I'm not in enough leagues to confirm. But I think it's logical to assume I'm right in that, you know, your 90 points really is your 85% chance of winning. Your 80 plus up to 90 is 59%, and then your 70 up to 80 is 42%. I think that's incredibly accurate as well. So I think we can pretty much close the door on that and pretty much confirm it. But I will do over the next year or so definitely confirm that that is the case for 16 people drafts. So really what this video is doing is setting the scenes really for why building a 100-point team is critical. And there are really two ways, in my mind, that you can build that team. And I'm going to talk about them in this video. So as you can see from the lead into this part of the video, there is two methods that are categorically will work to build the 100-point team, and that is the elite quarterback route and the elite tight end route. Now, the elite quarterback route is slightly easier to pull off than the elite tight end route, and as you can see from the difference in points, there's a 5-point swing over every week that the elite quarterbacks give you over a traditional quarterback. There are a lot of quarterbacks you'd expect to get you 15 points a week, and there are about 5 in going into 2015 drafts that I would say should get you the 20 point that you're looking for every week. But the problem will be, depending on league size, how quickly you'll have to pull the trigger on them. Now, in a 16-man draft, and I'm going to speak about it from this perspective, I don't expect many of those elite quarterbacks to still be on the board at the end of round 4, you know, if you think about it realistically. But in other draft sizes, they may well be there round 4, round 5. So you've got to wait, you've got to decide when to pull the trigger on such a player. And also remember, it's going to have an impact on the other types of points that you can perform, you know, or can gain. Now, the elite tight end route, I think there's only one tight end in my view. There might be 1 or 2 that could be maybe break into that, but Gronkowski clearly is the only man that has that elite capability. And the big question will be is, will anybody dare to pull dare to pull the plug on him, or dare to pull the pin, or trigger if you will, on him in the first round in a large draft? It takes tremendous courage to do that and build a strategy around it that's going to categorically work. But the data is that Gronkowski, when healthy, has been absolutely exceptional. So it's absolutely no doubt why people do target him relatively early in the first couple of rounds of any draft and build strategies around tight ends, and you can understand that. Currently at the moment, I have no real data to back up trying to build a running back strategy or a wide receiver strategy, because the variables are so difficult. I mean, if you talk about a 16-man draft and trying to get 3 quality running backs, 2 starters and a flex player, you're asking a lot to do that. Equally the same if you're trying to build wide receivers. So the truth of the matter is that there are 2 methods that can get you, in my book, the 100 points that are required for fantasy, for to get your team into playoff contention and success. And those are the 2 preferred methods. Everything else although I'm working towards ideas on them, are currently hearsay and conjecture, and there's nothing categoric to do it. Although, you know, the league is changing, and I keep saying this, and so therefore, by definition, as the league changes, I don't know how we keep getting that thing likes me. As the leagues keep changing, then obviously it's going to change the way you look at fantasy points. But for the moment, those are the two focuses I want you to have a think about for this week's video, or this other video this week, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. So as a quick recap, this has all been about what do points mean in terms of getting to the playoffs. What is the actual goal? What is the categoric proof behind percentages? So why is 100 point the desired target or more? And what happens as soon as you start? So really all that leads me to say is now hopefully what you can do is you can understand why having a 100-point team is the guarantee, is the metrics that will make sure your team gets into the playoffs, and at that point all bets are off. But if you can keep producing the numbers, good things happen, that's for sure. And I hope you found this of use when you consider a route to build teams to the 100 points, the two methods that are the most preferred, the ones that pretty much work, and also have a think around them. Maybe you can come up with something that's going to mean there is another route you could try to guarantee that success. But those are the two preferred methods that I've found that definitively work, and other methods at this point are hearsay and conjecture. So I've been Sean Connors, this has been NFL Fan Pub video number 8, talking all about the 100-point team. Take care of yourselves and happy fantasy gaming. See you soon. Bye bye.